Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. And today I bring you a bit of a crafty haul. Everything from Etsy at all the different vendors that are listed there. Let's go ahead and jump on in and see the fun stuff that I received. Hey friends, good morning. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm so glad you're here to join me again today. I have a few things that I've purchased off of Etsy recently that I wanted to share with you guys. I have some other stuff from a couple other places as well. But for this video, we're just going to look at what I picked up on Etsy. So we're going to start with this pile below my hands. And this is from junkjournalcreation.etsy.com. And the seller's name is Ramona. And so I have been looking for a few like eyelash trims. And I feel like I found some here. So here we go. And I probably could have got them cheaper somewhere else, but one, they've already curated what I needed, so why? And I want to support small business. So, well, let's look at them first. Let me move everything else out of the way. So obviously they're all the browns, all the neutrals, and the fall colors, which we are still in fall. So even though Halloween is now a day behind us, we are still in fall, but I just love these. I thought they were very, very pretty, and they were exactly what I was looking for. I wish I'd found them sooner or earlier in the year, in the season, but I have them now, so it's okay. I know a lot of people tend to find these other places, like out in the wild, but I have not been able to. This one. So there we go. That works, huh? It's just very pretty, and I like this one because it has the gradiated color, how it goes from one color to the next to the next. And so there we can kind of see the color gradient on that side, and then flip it over here. And there's some more. I love this kind of blue, green, gray. Love that color. It's like, what's the color in the mica stain? Is it shaded spruce or something like that? And then I know there's another one in distress that's very similar as well. Juniper mist, something. Anyway, so those are the ones that I purchased from, what was the name of her shop again? Junk Journal Creations. And let me set these aside because they also sent me those freebies that I started to open. A special gift for you. So there's a couple labels. This one is in a green. This one is in that kind of gray. And then these. This is the largest of the papers. Oh, there's two of them. I'm not sure what kind of paper this is. It has a different kind of feel. But this one has kind of a faux marbling look. And I love that this one is striped, and then it has this little piece, so you can use that just as it is. Like, that's a card front right there. Slimline or an A2. Or you can take it apart and use everything independently, and that's gorgeous. And I love how these coordinate. I'm guessing that this was 12 by 12 paper that they cut into these strips. Is that about a 3-inch strip? Maybe 4, maybe 4. And then that one clearly was a full wreath. But aren't they pretty? I just thought they were very pretty. And what a sweet gift. Very thoughtful. And from the sales perspective, right, this was not a huge investment to give away for freebies, if indeed it's just, you know, packaged pattern paper, but still very thoughtful and very meaningful. And I'm very happy to get it, right? I don't expect a freebie every time I make a purchase, but it's very much appreciated. Because as a consumer, and we all know that as consumers, we work hard for our money, and it sometimes can be very hard to let it go. Okay, as I've said, I'm a member of Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group on, obviously, Facebook. And that group is run by PM Artist Studio, and they do lives several times a week. I've talked about them many times here on the channel. And one of their followers, his name is Cody, he makes beautiful things out of wood. And so one of the things that he's done many times for Patricia and Mariah, as well as for their followers and their group members, is he's made barons for gel plate printing. Now, a baron is very similar to the different types of stamping buddies that we use when we're stamping to apply pressure. So some people will use like an air hockey tool or a dry eraser, or I've seen people take like a jar candle lid and put felt on it and use that. I have a sweet friend who actually made one for me out of a wood block with some felt and then a little handle on top. But barons are specifically for gel plate printing, and those came along way before the ones for stamping did. But all that being said, Cody makes those, and Cody actually was challenged to make some bone folders out of wood. And so I wanted to support him in his efforts, and I made this purchase. This is his shop, CodyWoodcrafts. He has all kinds of things over there. But look at the size of this, y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, this is almost a shank. Cody, if you're watching, which I kind of doubt, but if you are, other than a letter opener, tell me what your intention was with this one. And this is 15¼ inches long. So, I mean, yes, it can kind of be used as a bone folder on this end. I mean, I can burnish with that, but that's a little, I just want to know what your intention as the creator was with that one. So, but I think they're beautiful. I love them. I'm happy I purchased them. Happy to support small business. And again, that's CodyWoodcrafts on Etsy. All right. And then I have some more fiber. Again, still trying to get those types of fibers that I'm looking for. So I found this company. They are called StudioBoca. And again, there's freebies. Let me take this out so we can look at exactly what we got. Okay, StudioBoca. And I just folded this just to hide my address. So we've got the pheasant fiber pack yarn sari bundle, 17 yards. 17 yards. So we've got a yard of sari silk ribbon. We've got just fibers, weaving, journal. We've got all of that. And then 21 yards total, 1 yard of each sari yarn, etc. So this one is going to be the vintage Christmas. Hang on. Which I'm not sure is teal vintage. I guess teal is more like from the 70s, maybe earlier than that. I don't know. I'm not good with generations, but there's just a little bit of green. And it's this particular ribbon, and it just kind of weaves its way through. But there's the sari, and there's different yarns and trims. Very, very pretty. And then this one is the pheasant. Hang on. And again, look at those beautiful autumnal colors. Isn't that gorgeous? Here's some of that eyelash trim that I'm looking for. And these aren't specifically eyelash trim bundles, right? Eyelash trim is included in both of them. But I just thought they were fun. They were unique. They were not crazy expensive, or I wouldn't have bought them. But I'm really glad that I found them. And again, the name of this shop is StudioBoca. StudioBoca.etsy.com. And the few extras that she sent, her name is Hope. The shop owner's name is Hope. And these are the extras that she sent. Now, how did this total stranger know that green was my vibe? How do they know that? I don't know how someone knows something. Maybe it was just totally random. That's my guess, but look at that. And then the brown, greens and browns is one of my absolute favorite color combinations. I also love Payne's gray with different shades of greens and browns. Beautiful. But I'm most excited about that, if you can't tell. But also look at these. Some sweet little beads. That square bead is unusual. This kind of matte gray one and this tealy one. And then the Scrabble piece with an N. I think if she curated this specifically for me. It's because she could see that my name was Nancy on my order. But I wonder if this was just a packet that she had previously put together, and she just happened to grab the right one for me with the greens and the N. I don't know. One of my coworkers, she's a physical therapist, actually made a little nameplate for my desk with Scrabble pieces and a little Scrabble board, and she had Nancy. And over the years, some of those letters have come off, and one of the N's was missing, so now I can replace that. And she also had a little cat cabochon on there, and a couple other things, a pair of scissors and something else. She just had like different iconery, if you will, to kind of represent who she knew me to be, and it was very sweet. So now I can fix that and maybe put that back up in here. But that again is StudioBoca. All right. And then moving on, I have this sweet little package that arrived like this. It was wrapped up with this sweet little baker's trim. This is from Painters Creek Studio in Bristol, Virginia. Painters Creek Studio. And recently I was watching, well, YouTube, like I always do. And I can't remember the name of the channel. I'll have to look it up and try to remember to put it downstairs in the description. But it's a lady who has a primitive shop, and I think she's in Ohio. And she goes around to other primitive shops and does like a pre-shop video. And it could be like a big sale where many vendors come together, but often she'll go to individual shops. And she was doing a video last week. I saw it on Saturday morning, but she had actually done the video on Friday for a Saturday sale. And at that particular shop, they had all kinds of long johns, red union suits that Santa would wear, hanging from hangers on the side of a barn. And it was just such a fun aesthetic, and I was so inspired. And so I went looking, and I found Painters Creek Studio. And while these aren't Santa suits, they were inspired by that Santa Union suit. So the first one is this little baby night dress. And it has a dowel inside, and it has the, what do we call this? Little jute. Let me move that so we can see it a little bit better. There's the second piece in there too. But look at how stinking cute that is. This is to add to my Prim Christmas display. These sweet little tags that she made. The little rusty safety pins and the rusty jingle bell. Love these so much. Love that green mattress ticking. I just thought it was perfect. And she coffee dyed or tea stained or whatever she did to this fabric is beautiful. And then the second one I think I might love even more, simply because it's red and white. Well, it's not white any longer, but look at the Santa hat, the Santa nightcap, with Ma in her kerchief and I in my cap, just settled down for a long winter's nap. And again, there's another tag with a vintage Santa image, tea-stained, black buttons, the little cap with the faux trim or faux fur trim, another little jingle bell on the hat. I just love these guys. Look at the back side. And how cute are those going to be hanging in the primitive area of my Christmas display when I take Halloween down. And I've picked up a few more Prim images or Prim pieces as I go, and I may go to our local Prim shop this weekend because they did their Christmas open house and I missed it. So let me move these aside and I will get my next piece and we'll talk about where it's from as well. All right, now this next one is from MercyMaud, and I've ordered from MercyMaud in the past. MercyMaud Holtz, H-U-L-T-S. But this is what kicked off the whole thing. This is the actual union suit. because after I saw that video, I had to go and look. And I knew Etsy would be the right place to look. So I have this union suit. And it's not vintage. It's not antique by any means. At least I don't think it's vintage. If it's vintage, it is well kept. I think it's just something relatively new that either came in red or they dyed red. But, I mean, it's full piece. These are the legs. These are the arms. Obviously, I can't show it on here. But here's the back end. And the front, it buttons all the way down to the crotch, and then the opening goes to the back side, so you can use it how it's intended. But it's so much fun. Look at that. How cute is that going to be hanging on a hanger? And I have the perfect wooden hangers to use, and I know exactly where I'm going to hang it, out near where my primitive Halloween display is. I'll do my primitive Christmas display. But I just thought that was super, super fun. I know many of you will appreciate that. Many of you like Prim the same way I do. And I will link to the channel that I'm thinking of. And they have a long name. And I always get caught up in all the words. And then I can't remember the name of the channel. But I will link to them as best as I can. But I think for now, that's everything that I've purchased off of Etsy. And again, I'm going into a no-spend November, so I wanted to go ahead and get things that I knew that I either needed or wanted or had been looking for ahead of November, because today is November 1st. And while I was hoping to pick up some stencils from PM Artist Studio, I did not get that purchase made. I also have some things sitting in carts in other stores that I just didn't make happen. So, you know, there's only so much money and so much time, and I ran out of both. So I will be back sometime this weekend to share the rest of the things that I've purchased. I think the rest of it is either Amazon. No, it's Amazon and Temu. So I will probably do the Temu in a video by itself, because I know Temu can be divisive. And so if somebody doesn't want to support that, doesn't want to support me in that, doesn't care to look, whatever, then you can just omit that whole video if you want to. So I thank you guys for joining me. I hope everybody had a beautiful October, fun Halloween if you celebrate Halloween. And this is Saturday morning, so I will be doing a little bit of painting. I'm going to work on some of those stamped images from Whippersnapper. Don't know that I'll get anything made today, but I'm definitely going to paint up some of those images. So I'll be back later today to share that. But for now, I just wanted to share this Etsy purchase. And again, I thank you. And until next time, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. And I am out.